Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on this makeup look right here using the new Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. Yes, honey, you heard correct. So I wanted to quickly show you guys what the actual carton looks like that it comes in. So here it is right here. It is very, very pretty, a very detailed packaging. I love this box. It's so beautiful. I'm actually not going to throw out the box. I will say that this palette is massive. Like, it's huge. I also wanted to show you guys the inside. So here's the inside of the box. It actually comes with this border right here, which is actually going to protect your palette when it is coming in the mail. So any kind of shipping, anything like that, your shadows will get to you nice and intact. I really love the fact that Jeffree even thought of that. That's just like amazing, and it didn't just come in that like bubble wrap that like things just shatter in. So I really did appreciate that, especially for the price point. So that is an A++ in my book. Here's what the actual palette looks like. It is a very beautiful palette, very luxe, definitely a collector's item. It has this beautiful velvet packaging. I absolutely love it, and I love the gold detail in the center of this palette. It is beautiful. When you turn the actual palette around, you just have the palette details on the back as per usual, like he does on all his other palettes. And then I also wanted to show you guys the little clasp on the actual package. Like, wow, how beautiful is that? It's so luxe. Like, girl, she's bougie. Okay, she's bougie. Here's what the inside looks like. It's very, very pretty. I love the eyeshadows in here. If you are a fan of purple, you are going to be obsessed with this. Immediately when I opened this palette, my eyes went straight to this color right here, which is called Vile Serpent, which is actually the shade that I'm wearing in my crease. And so beautiful, you guys. Like, so beautiful, so pigmented. I am obsessed. Two of the eyeshadows in here are new formula, which is Wet Jewel and Pink Magic, which is actually this shade right here and this shade right here. Those are new formulas. I'm also wearing those on my lid, so I'm really excited for today's video, actually. Also, before we get into the actual tutorial part of the video, I did hear you guys tell me that you want to see the entire look, not just the eyes. So in today's video, you guys are going to be seeing everything: the eyes, the complexion, lip products. Before we jump into the actual tutorial, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this look. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without further ado, if you guys would like to see how I beat this face today, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so to start this look off, I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor Number 2, and I'm going to put this all over my lid, and I'm not putting on too much because a little bit of this goes a super long way, so a little bit is more than enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Then I'm taking this Morphe buffing brush, and I'm just going to work this on my eyelid, kind of like stamping it on rather than like brushing it, if that makes sense. And I really love this brush because it picks up any excess product that I don't need. So the first shade we're going to be dipping into is that shade called Vile Serpent, and I'm going to work this straight into the crease. Basically, my tactic here was to make the crease as intense as I can get it and then blend it up with a blending brush that had no additional product on it. So that's what I kept doing. I kept packing on the color in the crease, and then I continued blending it out with a fluffy brush that had no product on it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease, and I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Medium. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this crease out. You guys have seen me do this before in previous videos, but basically I like to stamp on instead of dragging across, if that makes sense. I feel like it just gives you a crisper line, and it just looks so much better rather than trying to draw the line across. It's just really hard for me that way. And then I like to take my finger and kind of blend out the concealer on the end so there's no harsh line. And of course, we're going to dip into that shade called Pink Magic, which is actually a new formula with Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And you guys, this shade is blinding. It is so beautiful. Like, the reflex is insane. Like, you have to see this in person because on camera it does not pick up the reflex of this eyeshadow. So go see it in person, girl, because it is beautiful. Next, I'm going in with the shade Blood Queen, and I'm going to put this on the outer corner just so that way there's a shade in between the glitter shade and the Vile Serpent shade. After I do that, I'm going to go back in with the Vile Serpent, and I'm going to pack that on the outer corner and, of course, intensify the crease because sometimes it gets lost when you cut your crease. So I just intensified that and, of course, blended it up to the brow bone. For my brow bone highlight, I'm going to go in with the shade Your Majesty, which is kind of It's a very hard shade to describe, to be honest, but it was the only light shade in the palette, so I decided to use it for my brow bone highlight. And then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara, popped on some lashes, and here we are. So let's move on to the face. For the face, I went in with my Kylie primer. This is just a hydrating primer, and I actually love this primer. It's really, really good. It's almost like a second moisturizer. I love the texture. I love how thick it is, and it's just amazing. I really can't say enough good things about it. So if you haven't tried it, I would definitely try it. Then I'm going to go in with my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, which is actually an oldie but goodie. I have not used this foundation in a while, and I remember loving it. And here's why. Like, guys, it looks like skin. It looks so beautiful. It does not cling to any dry patches. It is just amazing. And of course, to blend it out, I'm using my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, but this is the infinite one. So it has, I believe, 10% more pigment than the original Conceal and Define, and I'm using mine in the shade C6. You guys, the first time that I used this concealer, I fell in love, okay? It is amazing. It is so full coverage. It's so smooth. Like, I cannot get over it. I'm going to show you guys a clip of me blending it out. Seamlessly, girl. Like, no harsh lines, nothing. It is beautiful, and it makes the under eye look airbrushed. It's amazing. And this concealer is like $10. Like, come on, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so to set that concealer in place, I'm going to go in with my Dermablend translucent powder. This powder makes your skin look super, super smooth, almost airbrushed. It's amazing, and it gives you a nice brightening effect without looking too stark white or giving you any flashback. Then I'm going to set the rest of my face with my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This powder is amazing. You guys see me use it all the time, and I use mine in the shade Light. And then this is a newer palette that I just picked up recently. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Palette with Weylie. And you guys, this palette is beautiful. It's very, very pigmented. Like, I'm almost 100% sure the pigment in this is not the same as the regular butter bronzer because, girl, you have to be super careful with how much you dip your brush in there, but I'm absolutely in love with it. And if you guys can find this at your local Target, I say pick it up. For blush, I actually went in with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is in the shade Vintage Rouge, which is super pretty. It was the first time I used this formula, and it was actually really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to picking up a few other ones because I actually really like this blush a lot. So here's what the complexion is looking like, very smooth and pretty, and we're going to move on to the lower lash line. So I recently picked up these Urban Decay Wired 24/7 eye pencils, and I ended up going in with the purple one. So I'm going to put this in my waterline, try to get it on camera, and girl, completely failed at it. So we're going to move on. I went in with the shade Vivid Mood, and I'm going to use that on my lower lash line with a pencil brush. And I will say with this palette, the colors come off darker than how they look in the pan. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge deal breaker for me, but I just want to let you guys know. And then to deepen that up, I went in with the shade Blood Queen, which is a beautiful purple. Like, oh my God, favorite purple in the palette. And that's pretty much it. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to go in with my KKW Lip Liner. This is in the shade 1.5. I'm going to completely line my lips, and I'm actually going to fill them in all the way. I know my lips is looking crusty, girl, but that's because I have foundation all over them, so just letting you know. Then to fill in the lips, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Sand. This liquid lipstick looked good. I did like it, but I felt like with this particular lip liner, it looked a little bit too tan, kind of like it was washing me out. And girl, we don't want to look washed out. So I did end up going in with my Smashbox liquid lipstick in the shade Fair Game, and I put that just right over top, and it completely transformed the lips. It was beautiful, but I did want to put some gloss. So I'm taking this Wet n Wild liquid Catsuit gloss, which I will leave the name in the description box. I just put a little bit in the center of my lips, and that completed the lips. We're going to go ahead and set everything in place with the Morphe Luminous setting spray. This setting spray is amazing, you guys. Like, it is so good, and for the price, you cannot beat it. So, you know we love dewy skin over here, so I'm going to give myself a good spritz of that. Go ahead and dry my face. I couldn't find my fan today, so I had to do it with my hands, but whatever, we made it work. So here's what the face is looking like. This is the completed look. I absolutely love the way this look turned out. I hope you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!